Everybody, this is Mike Friedman, the social organizational psychologist. I wanted to talk to you today about a method that I sometimes use for prioritization if I have just a blizzard of potential to-dos on my to-do list and I'm not sure what to do first. I'm not sure which I should even do, if they're even worth doing. I like to use a framework that I got from an executive at IBM maybe 15 or 20 years ago, and it's pretty simple. It's just sorting everything into three categories, and those categories are critical, important, and nice to do. So, critical is for things that are absolutely necessary, without which the mission simply cannot happen. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish will not happen by definition if the critical things are not done. Something that's important is something that you really want to do and you probably want to do. And if you have the resources or the time to do it, you probably should do them. And if you do them, the mission has a significantly increased chance of coming to fruition, of being accomplished, but isn't necessarily critical, meaning it's possible to get the thing across the finish line and be acceptable without the thing that's important, but you still probably want to do it. What comes to mind for that category is like certain airplanes. I think one example is the A-10 Thunderbolt, which is a military aircraft, can actually fly with only one engine running. So you would say that having one engine running is critical, because if you don't have any engines running, then the plane cannot fly. But having two engines running is probably important, in that the survivability of the aircraft is probably significantly increased with two engines running rather than just one engine running. So that's kind of the difference between critical and important. And then a nice to do or a nice to have is just what it sounds like. It's kind of a luxury. It's something that you do once the critical things and the important things are done. So if I'm planning a birthday party, something critical would be like having a place and time for people to show up. If I don't have a place and time for people to show up, then nothing else can happen. I can't just count on people spontaneously intuiting that they should show up at Prospect Park at 3 p.m. on Saturday if I don't tell them that. Important would probably be like getting invites out with sufficient lead time to allow people to plan to show up at my birthday party. So it's possible to have a birthday party and maybe a good birthday party. Even if I don't give people lead time, maybe I text everybody the day of and say, hey guys, if you're not doing anything, show up at Prospect Park at 3 p.m., in 2 hours. And then maybe I might be able to get a couple people there. But it's probably important. It's probably a good idea for me to give them, 1, 2, 3, even 4 weeks notice to show up. So sending out invites on time would probably be like an important thing. And then a nice to have might be like the best possible champagne or the best possible food, or having food that meets every single person's dietary needs and so on. So critical, important, nice to do.